catch me in the pouring rain. And the moment that you wander far from me, wanna feel you in my arms again. Then you come to me on a summer breeze, keep me warm in your love, then you softly leave. And it's me you need to show. How deep is your love? Is your love? How deep is your love? I really need to learn, 'cause we're living in a world of fools, breaking us down when the ocean let us be. We belong to you and me. I believe in you. You know the door to my very soul. You're the light in my deepest, darkest hour. You're my savior when I fall. And you may not think that I care for you, and you know down inside that I really do. It's me you need to show. How deep is your love? Is your love? How deep is your love? I really need to learn, because we're living in a world of fools, breaking us down when the ocean let us be. We belong to you and me. How deep is your love?
All right, welcome back to the Ukulele Review. Today we have two special guests. Mika, why don't you introduce our guests for the day?
So we have two very, very special guests. One of them is my music partner. We do quite a few gigs here all over Oahu. So we got Mr. Kala'e Camarillo sitting on the ukulele.
Hello.
And then we have his father, Mr. Camarillo, or my first ever ukulele teacher. So it's a pleasure having both of you here. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Kala'e and Rama. And that's kind of awesome that you taught Mika, because he's one of the best ukulele players I know.
On the planet.
Yeah, right, right. How old are you now, Mika?
24.
24. I mean, by the time he's old like me, he's gonna be.
Benny Chong.
I
already.
was,
Yeah, right.
I was 13 when I took Mr. Camarillo's ukulele 1
Half
class.
your life.
Oops, sorry. Talk about that, Mika. What was it like taking Mr. Camarillo's ukulele class?
Yeah, so at Kamehameha Maui, you're allowed to pick the electives that you want to be in. And I remember when I came in for 6th grade, I tried to get into the ukulele 1 class, and it didn't happen. I tried again in 7th grade to get into, again, ukulele 1. It didn't happen. I got placed in band and choir. And then 8th grade, I got placed in band yet again, but I got to take ukulele 1 because I guess the scheduling worked out differently back then. So I got to squeeze in and take Mr. Camarillo's class. And I was so excited because before then, I was learning all of Mr. Camarillo's songs from his classes from my good friends at the time who were teaching me how to play ukulele. Bryson, Dustin.
Wow.
So they were always teaching me how to play some songs from your class on the bus ride up and down. So
Did you play before that? Before 6th grade? Or?
I started in November of 7th grade because they were learning how to play Carol the Bells. They were preparing for your Christmas concert. So they were practicing on the bus. And my friends, I asked my friends at the time to teach me how to play it because it looks so cool when they're all jamming together. So from then, my friends were teaching me. And then, all my foundation, like from the very beginning, were all of Mr. Camarillo's songs. So that's why I was super stoked, super excited when I finally, after 3 years of trying, I got into ukulele 1 class. And then I got to sit in and learn, I learned from you. So it was really special.
Wow. Thank you, Mika, because you're such a pleasure to have in class because you wanted to learn. And every day you came and you asked me, oh, how do I make this second position, third position chord? So I'll remember.
Yeah, I remember when I was in 8th grade. At the time, I was still, learning. I think I was about less than a year in, and I noticed that everyone was playing C, F, all the basic chords, all in the same position. And I was curious to know, like, well, I wonder if I can play a different kind of C or a different kind of F. So I went ahead and I don't know if I Googled it or I YouTubed it or I just kind of figured it on my own, but I would go and try to figure out all the second and third and fourth positions. And then I would come to class, hey, Mr. Camarillo, like, what is this? He's like, oh, yeah, you're playing the different types of Fs. And like, oh, I'm going to play that while everyone else plays the first position, so I can sound a little different and add more color to the class. But
I never did tell you this, but at the end of your 8th grade year, Mr. Laufo, like we shared, me and the band teacher, we shared our office. We had a whole music building. And then he would mention to me about you looking into Berkeley and Boston.
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He even he tried to talk me into that in band in 8th grade.
What was your band instrument?
I was an alto sax player.
Oh.
So 7th, 8th grade, I played alto sax. And then even when I played jazz band with him senior year of high school, he was trying to egg me to go to Berkeley, but I was very determined just to go to UH. I didn't want to go to the mainland. I didn't, it was just beyond me. There's no way I was going to afford it. So
Or maybe it was like a blessing in disguise that
Oh,
you
he
waited
def-
till
Oh.
8th grade to get
Yeah.
it.
oh
because-
yeah,
Because you got to learn
Because
music.
Byron.
I got to meet Byron and I
Yeah.
got to play with you, and so no regrets in how things turned out.
Yeah, so beyond, amazing students like Mika, you also have some kids that are awesome musicians as well, right?
Yeah, I'm so blessed that from when I was with the public schools, I had Vince from Molino, one of my talent sections. Whenever we performed, we had a special talent section where we'd feature kids. And then Joshua Kahula
Enough
from
said.
Nuff Said. Napua Greg was one of my first students. And Glenn from
Mauli.
Mauli.
Wow.
They're all, I feel so proud when I hear them.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing what a good teacher can do. It's like this thing that just spreads out, and that's what you're doing now too, right?
Yeah.
Kala'e?
Yeah, I'm teaching at Kapalama Elementary. Everyone confuses it with Kamehameha, but no, it's the public school right underneath below Camp Shopping Center. Yeah, but I'm the music teacher over there, and I started a ukulele program just like my dad's. So I got the 4th and 5th grade students, about 60 kids in the group. So I see them twice a week now for an hour after school.
60 kids
Yeah.
at once?
At once.
Wow.
I mean, yeah. Now because of COVID, I don't know what we're gonna do now. 'cause-
Well, you guys came and performed at the Second Sundays. You know
Yeah.
what? I'll put a link in the description here where you guys can see an example of his elementary school doing
Island style.
island
yeah.
style.
And they're
Yeah.
playing behind their heads and all that
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
cool stuff.
Yeah, it's cool because, like, I knew I always wanted to be a music teacher like him and teach ukulele,
Yeah.
but I never thought it'd be elementary. But then I was surprised by the potential of the 4th and 5th
That's
grade
where it
students
starts,
had. And,
right?
Yeah,
That's where you got to get the seed.
yeah. Because I started, I think I was 1st grade. He gave me my first lesson, but the passion wasn't there yet. It wasn't until 7th grade. See, my brother got to play in concert with Jake. Yeah, and then after that, I just practiced a lot. I was like, oh, maybe I'll get to play with him one day. Never did
wow.
happen yet, but maybe you
never
can
heard
make that
that.
happen. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll just text him. Oh, I never heard that story from
Yeah.
you.
So do you guys ever get together and play?
Well, I started playing with him. My first gig with you was on bass.
Bass, yeah.
Yeah, for a political party. And then, like, I think that was 7th grade. And then it was that summer I started practicing a lot. And then I was able to improvise by 8th grade,
Yeah.
And he'd just tell me the key and bring me down to his gigs at the Maui Coast in Kie. And then that's how it started. I'd play every Monday with you.
Yeah, and then whenever he'd come down, I'd make more tips.
Yeah.
Because they'd love to see a
Yeah,
little
young.
kid playing. And
Well, the first time I played, you said, "Oh yeah, you can keep all the tips tonight." But I think I ended up making more than you got paid.
Yeah.
So you got to split it next time.
yes, I was really fortunate to have Kala'e and both my older son Kamaka in my classes.
Yeah,
and
Kamaka's amazing
they
too.
got exposed to. Yeah.
What is Kamaka doing now?
He's at Kaiser High School. So
Okay.
he teaches ukulele and guitar over there.
Oh, what? So all
Polynesian
you guys doing this?
Yeah.
That is amazing because you're like just
Because my grandpa started the first ukulele program in Hawaii. So
Yeah, 50
That's-
years ago.
That's what it was.
yeah,
Like,
so we're the
okay. So
I'm the third
start
generation.
right there. Talk about that.
Yeah,
Your
50
dad,
years
huh?
ago, my dad was a music major. Grew up in Kauai and then went to Nebraska at a teacher's college there in Midland. And he came back with his music degree. He taught band first, and then in the summers he was making extra money teaching ukulele. And when he came back, he had a band plus a ukulele class, and that's how it all started. And then 40, 50 kids, and I think his biggest at one point was like 100 kids, and they'd go to all over the island, the state, and Disneyland in Japan to go to perform and stuff as the Waiakea Intermediate Ukulele Band.
So he started and ended and retired from Waiakea.
Yeah.
This past year?
And then my brother,
Your brother.
George Jr., it so happened that my dad couldn't get bumped. You know, in the DO you can get bumped. So my dad moved back to band, and my brother slid right in because he was a music major at UH. And
yeah, Byron.
yeah, he was under
Byron was his
Byron was his
wow.
teacher.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's how it all started. And my brother's been there for 35 years. He just retired. Then my sister came out of retirement. They didn't want the ukulele program to vanish, so she took over this past year. And
It's the 50th year, yeah.
yeah,
Wow.
we were having a big 50th celebration, but then COVID came, so we don't know what's going to happen now.
Right. What can you share? What can you guys share with people that are trying to help kids learn? Or, I guess there's different cases. There's the one where you're just trying to kind of break the ice and get them to play at all, and then there's other kids that are, already showing promise.
Yeah, I can elaborate on that. It's so good to see like the kids that are interested, maybe not necessarily academic wise, but if they catch on, and then the success of the program is when maybe as a big group they can't get it because maybe they're too way in the back, but when we break off and we have peer tutoring, they help each other, and then that's when the kids start to catch on, when they learn from their friends.
I can't even imagine the 60 kids, like trying to control them in the first place, let alone play
That's
music.
the hardest part, yeah. But because I only can fit 60 max, but actually I had over 130 students try out last year. So now all those kids like really want to make it, and then they see all their friends in it. So then just being able to play with their friends and seeing everyone having fun on the instrument really helps them want to practice and learn from each other. That's good because I wouldn't be able to teach them by myself. I have a bunch of student leaders come and help
Okay.
their friends, yeah. So I split them up in small groups and they work like that.
Okay, smart. What else can you share with people trying to do this thing of teaching kids music?
Don't force it on them. Yeah.
Yeah,
He didn't force it
Yeah,
on
in
me.
fact, while they were growing up, they were busy playing their video games and stuff. And my friend, this guy Kevin Brown from the Waihu Sons, told me, Rama. I said, Kevin, how do you get? Because his son Ikaika was full on slack key. How do you get your kids to play? He said, Rama, you know what? All your instruments at home, just leave it out. Don't put it away. And eventually they pick it up, and then that's what happened. They started picking it up, and
Yeah.
yeah.
It was always around in my family, but like I was more interested in sports until like maybe my early teens,
I
or
think it wasn't
like
till-
12 or 13 or something like that.
Yeah, me too. But yeah, just seeing my brother like pick it up.
Yeah, I
back
guess that's
when-
what
yeah,
it
that
takes.
made
Yeah.
me like want to practice more.
Did you guys have like a almost competitive type of thing going with it at any point?
Sports were really competitive.
Come
I
on.
remember he used to charge me, like, yeah, oh, Kamaka, try to teach me that solo from Island Woman. He's like, oh, okay, $10.
Oh, so he was making he saw the potential there.
No, but it was funny because, of course, he was better than me until I got to high school, and then at Kamehameha we had select ukulele. So he was a senior, I was a freshman. I was the only one in his class. So like all his classmates would always give him a hard time because I'd always be out soloing him.
Is that when Mr.
There you
Nito was running the ukulele?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man.
So does Kamaka mostly play guitar now?
Yeah, mostly
like
guitar,
electric,
mostly
huh?
electric.
Yeah.
But he teaches, I think, ukulele 1 and 2, and a
Nice.
guitar class and a Polynesian music class.
That is so awesome. So do you guys have other siblings or just you two?
My 2 sisters.
Yeah, twins.
Oh,
They
wow.
they knew that teachers they don't make as much as business, so they went into business.
Oh, good. Somebody's got to do it, right?
But
Well, we have summers off though.
yeah, we have summers off and we can gig.
Yeah.
All holidays.
Awesome. Why don't you guys play a song for us?
It's the song I recorded on my first album. Released this in 2017. It's a special song because my mom's dad, Square Kalima, grew up hearing him play this song, and also my dad's dad, George. Song called Ku'ipo Ikahe Pueone. And on the CD, I recorded this with my dad and my brother.
Ku'ipo ikahe pueone meke kai mehe ikai lili nipo aku ilaila kamanao ua kiliopu kiliopu
You guys are awesome.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Oof. I think you just lowered my blood pressure considerably. I feel like the world is in a better place now. Oh my goodness. That was so beautiful.
Thank you.
Mr. Camarillo, if you don't mind, can you tell us how your music journey began? Was it your father's influence or,
Yeah, well, I was like all into sports growing up in Hilo. And my brothers and sisters were all musically trained. And whenever we had guests come over, they would always have to perform. And I would be outside practicing my basketball or whatever. And then when I got to middle school, I happened to be in my dad's class. And so I was kind of like forced to go up and perform and sing, and I didn't want to make him shame. So that's how it all started, and ended up over time enjoying, and a lot of my friends wanted to play too. So, and then I was not a music major in college, but I was lucky to have student taught kindergarten. And then when I got my job on Maui, it was 6th grade, and I was teaching English and reading out in Lahaina. I did it for 3 years. I got my tenure. And then my principal had opened this new school in Makawao called Kala'e Camarillo, and I went after I got my tenure, and he knew what my dad had done. So that's how the ukulele program started. It started off with 20 kids, and we built it up to like 200 kids in the program.
and was this the first program to be implemented on Maui? In all the schools?
I think so. This was like almost 40 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, so we've gone, performed it with the community, inter-island. Finally, when I had Josh Kahula folks, we were able to go to Disneyland and perform there. And that was really our first mainland trip.
With the Kalama Intermediate ukulele.
Yeah, and Kamaka was 2. We brought him along, and the kids got to carry him and stuff. So,
it's my opinion that the ukulele is the best instrument to teach children music with, and I don't know, it's sad though that like the arts in general in schools is kind of like, I don't know, it's like it's a battle right now, right? I mean, I guess with your school they're they take it serious, and each school is kind of different. How does that go?
Yeah, our school is special because we're one of the only schools with a full-time music teacher and full-time PE computer. So, yeah, not every school sees the importance of the arts program. Actually, when I first started 6 years ago, I was hired as a part-time music teacher, but they saw what I did the first year and brought me back full-time. So I lucked out. And it's funny because me and my dad kind of had the same story. My brother majored in music at UH, and he showed me how hard the music program was. It took him a pretty long time to graduate. So that kind of made me not want to go to that route, but I still wanted to be a music teacher or just a teacher. So I majored in elementary and special ed. And then when I student taught, it was at the school I'm teaching at now, Kapalama, and they knew I was musically inclined. So after I finished my student teaching, they offered me that music position. So that's how I got where I'm at today, without a music degree.
Lucky. I had to suffer, just like Kamaka. It was rough.
Did you ever work with special needs kids and stuff too?
Yeah. So I had to work 2 years. We student taught at Kamiluiki out in Hawaii Kai, and I never thought I'd go that route. What inspired me to was we had this teacher, Brian Kajiyama, at UH. You heard of him?
No.
Yeah, but it was cool because he had cerebral palsy, but he taught his whole class using this box that he typed to speak for him. So that just kind of inspired me to go take that route.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I'd do it now. It's really hard, and I
Yeah.
see what all those teachers go through.
Yeah, Amelie's brother has autism, and so like we know what that is. You
Yeah,
know, it takes
give them
so
and
much more
parents credit.
patience, a
Yeah.
lot more I guess mental fortitude to really persevere throughout your days when
Yeah, I agree.
you know it can be a little bit wild, but then also very gratifying and
Yeah, for
nice.
sure.
There's an innocent love too that never leaves a lot of the special needs children, you know. But anyways, I just want to hear you guys play again. You sound so amazing when you sing together.
No, in 7th grade, my dad usually, or in middle school, he teaches all of the top students this solo from a song called E Pili Mai. And Miko was one of the students who learned it. So we should feature you on this one.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, tune up real quick.
All right.
I learned it
He's
back
like,
then,
twist
but
my arm.
I don't play it
It's
like
funny
you.
though, because I didn't learn it directly from Mr.
Yeah.
Camarillo.
Oh.
So the story with that is my 8th grade year when I took your class, Isaac Kala
Yeah.
and Destiny Murray and Kayani Kiaha and Shai Ibarra, they entered the Duke's ukulele contest.
That's
The 4 of them, and they played a medley of songs, but one of the songs was E Pili Mai, and Isaac took a solo.
yeah,
And I think Shai's mom recorded it and posted it on Facebook, and I learned, I think 90% of the solo from there. And then I asked Isaac, and then I remember I would come to class and ask you certain parts. So yeah, that's still one of the hardest solos I can play today.
Still on.
10 years later. So
Okay, almost there.
sometimes I just improvise because it's too hard. I can't remember it.
You must have loved that class, huh, Mika?
Oh my god, it was my favorite class. It's funny because I would always walk around school and bring my little Brada Ukes, at the time mele ukulele, and I would always bring it and walk around with it. And everyone would tease me because it looks like a $10 Walmart ukulele. It looked like there was fishing line on it. And I used to just kind of like, yeah, Miko, why you bring that? Buy a real ukulele. So it's funny because even when I was in Mr. Camarillo's class, it was the one time I didn't have to use it because when we take his class, we all got mele ukuleles. So it was my ticket out of not being able to play it, having an upgraded ukulele. So it was definitely my favorite class to go. And it was every day for a semester for about an hour.
Yeah, so we're last year we had a A/B schedule, so I would see the kids only like twice a week, and it was really hard.
Yeah,
Yeah, so we're back to every day again.
that's good. Yeah.
I bet it's so nice when you see them getting it and
Yeah.
enjoying it, you know.
Exactly, and then the troublemaker kids, it kind of helps them with their other classes, because if they want to perform, they have to behave in their other classes. We always talk about,
Yeah, I
the
see that
behavior
in
kids.
elementary too.
It gets to a point where you can use it as a leverage, you know,
Yeah.
to
exactly.
get them to do their work. Awesome.
Yes, E Pili Mai.
Putting me on the spot.
Sweetheart mine, E Pili Mai, Ina e ao, Ike ai, o makana, he makana ia, na ke aloha, no na kawako. Oh, sweetheart mine, E Pili Mai.
sweetheart mine, a pili mine. If only you and I could find spectacle of my love that is right for eternity. Just you and me, sweetheart mine, be close to me. No, not kawaka, oh, yeah, oh, sweetheart mine, a pili mine, a sweetheart mine, a pili mine.
Messed
Close
up.
enough.
That was awesome. That was so nice.
I tell you, it's still one of the hardest solos I know how to play. Even 10 years later. I'll get sweaty when I try to think of that solo.
Mika, what's you remember anything else you learned in his class?
Oh, I mean, actually, thank you for bringing that up. I wanted to give Mr. Camarillo, again, a shout out, even though he's sitting right here. I always like to think of Jake, Kala'e being like my biggest foundations in being able to go really far in ukulele playing. But when you really look back at like my roots in ukulele and where it all started, it all came back to Mr. Camarillo's class and all of his songs and repertoire that he taught. And although I only got to take one semester in my middle school days, the 2 years of ukulele playing that I was doing for my friends and them teaching me songs, it was all of Mr. Camarillo songs. I wasn't learning anything else. So pretty much for my first 2 years of playing ukulele, it was all of his repertoire. So really thank you for just creating awesome arrangements. It really challenged me and it pushed me to the next level to want to keep going all the way with it. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mika.
Thank you. What was the question again?
One of the songs you learned.
Oh yeah, so it was funny. So for one of the sound samples, I did. It's a small world.
Saw
Yeah. And I was telling Andrew how if you take your ukulele 1 class, all the ukulele 1 students have to learn that, and it's just amazing that
I love that arrangement.
how
It's nice.
how high the bar is for
Middle
ukulele
school,
playing.
yeah.
For anyone who comes in and takes your class, you know, when you think ukulele 1, you think maybe you learn how to strum, do some basic picking, but you do like
Yeah, that's
a
serious.
lot of
That's
a lot of high level stuff, even from your ukulele 1 and then especially your ukulele 2 class. So it's
chord melody.
it's
kinda-
awesome,
Yeah.
like how much you really get out of taking Mr. Camarillo's class. He's been doing it for so long, and he's so well respected from all the students, from me, from my classmates, from everyone that I know that took his class. We all loved him as a teacher. So we always look forward to going to his class, learning his music, learning his arrangements, and I wish I got to take 1, 2, and 3, but I'll settle with just taking the one semester.
Did you have to write a song at the end?
Nope, we didn't have to do
Oh,
that in
you guys
this,
lucky.
in the one.
You make them write a song.
Yeah, when they come second year and third year, 8th grade, I tell them, if you never take ukulele again, at least you can say you wrote a song. So
Yeah.
we give them all the helpful things about like structure and write it down what you think, because sometimes it's the words come, and sometimes the melody comes in their heads. So it's all different. And I bring in like guest speakers. I brought in Ken Kane to talk about songwriting and some other Maui artists, and the kids really get inspired. And Auntie Lehua Kalima, this my wife's sister from Naleo, she came in and talked to the kids, and they were in awe. Yeah, so and then they get to perform it. The hardest thing is performing for their peers.
When you videotape it, too.
And I videotape them, and I've got videos from like 20 years ago that I show the next kids to what not to do and what to do and stuff. And,
What not to do.
yeah, because kids are really scared and to be videoed, and the voice cracks. So, but it's like a 6-month process that we work on it every day.
Oh, that's fascinating, because that's such a modern, issue. But, well, maybe not. I mean, performing in general is always kind of can bring anxiety.
And even though I wasn't in the ukulele 2 or ukulele 3 class and we didn't have to write songs, we still had to perform all of our songs.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you remember, but I had to perform with Cal Alexander and one more classmate, I forget, but we would always be paired up together, and we would always try so hard to practice the day of because, again, he's recording it. We have to play in front of our classmates. It's really embarrassing if you play
I'm
the
still
wrong
waiting for you to
chords.
play an example of what you guys learned in your first.
Oh, so ukulele one. Oh.
You guys learn.
No, that's. Did we learn Wine War Chant? I forget. I know we did a lot of singing songs. Like we did Country Road. We did Ale Agala. I remember Cal couldn't reach it, and he was like belting. His voice was cracking when we had to perform. Yeah, but we did learn Small World. So. He didn't teach that chord, but yeah. So can you imagine that if you're a first time and you're in 6th grade or 7th grade, you take ukulele 1, that's one of, I don't know how many songs you go through.
Yeah,
this
that
semester.
sounds advanced.
You go. You
That's
teach a
awesome.
lot of songs, but
I
just-
tried that one with my elementary students. It didn't, didn't work out.
You learn how to become an ukulele player when you take the Camarillo
Maybe
class.
middle school.
Yeah.
So that and a lot of other, we learned Pearly Shells. We learned, I think we did learn Hawaiian War Chant. We learned Honolulu Baby. Yeah, we had to sing that too. Andu. Yeah, that's right. So something like that. We had to do the picking,
Yeah.
and then we had to sing and play it in front of the whole class. So a lot of good times.
That's awesome.
Oh, I have another question for Mr. Camarillo. What made you decide to teach the way you teach? Is it like, so pretty much from what I remember is that we would all be sitting in rows. You would sit in front of the class. You'd be plugged in with your 6-string mele ukulele, and you would, okay, this is what we're going to learn today. You play it for us, you break it down, and then we go and practice it. If we have any questions, we can ask you. Is that something you developed, or is that how your dad taught in Hilo?
Yeah, glad you asked that because a lot of my music major friends, they teach you have to memorize, and they give charts out, and you have to know the notes. And I do it like how my dad taught me. Since I wasn't a music major, it was much easier for him to show the basic chords first, and then from there we'd learn the C scale and stuff, and then it was all from him. And my younger brother, who was a music major, like an awesome player that nobody knows about except for them. He taught me all the Saborami and
Oh yeah, that's right.
all the In the Mood and all that. Yeah. So I teach it the way that I learned it. But over time, administration wanted me to do extra things. So I was able to make a blog. And so when the kids go home, all my songs are on the blogs. Like when we had the COVID-19, it was so easy. Go to the blog for Ukulele One and learn this song. So they got a 1-to-1 with me on the blog. So, yeah, but for me, it's a easier way because I can't read music. It's all by ear and the basic chords. And now, when they come home to Maui, I always ask them for help. Yeah.
Well, I think I really like that teaching style too, because that's like the old Hawaiian way of learning, right? It's you just watch, you don't ask questions, and you go home and practice. So it's pretty much
Yes, repetition.
yeah, we're watching you and we're trying to imitate you and copying you. And I like that because I couldn't read music too. I mean, I was in band, but I hated reading music. And then when we got to high school and I took Kumu Kale's class, she didn't do too much of that. She mostly gave us the ukulele tabs and charts, and then. That doesn't explain everything. You kind of have to play a guessing game what it means and what
I
it's
mean, it'd
supposed
be
to
one
sound
thing
like.
if like they started us learning to read music, like when you learn to read, in general, like as a very young toddler or something like that. But then to like come upon music later on in life, and like a lot of the like beginner books, that's like one of the first things is learning how to read notes and stuff. It's like that's totally gonna turn off 99% of the people.
It's the fun way to learn.
Yeah.
It's just cool hearing the final product when we're learning. Like, oh, that's what it sounds like, rather than reading paper. I can't hear it. So.
But for you guys, do you find like teaching chords and strumming first, and then getting them singing and playing that seems like the way, right?
Well, with my students, usually we spend time just basic down up strum pattern. I'll teach them C, A minor, F, G7, and we'll start with that, and then I think I'll teach them just like something hot cross buns, so just picking one string, and then we jump all the way to ukulele waltz already, 2 strings.
Oh, that's another one we learned.
By the time we get to our first singing song, Pearly Shells, it's a more natural feeling for them, just strum pattern. But when we jump to another strum pattern, they kind of have a hard time like singing and strumming at the same time. So they'll throw in the up, down, up. And it usually takes them about 2 weeks to get that down and start singing. Once they get those 2 strumming patterns down, like it's pretty easy for them to learn everything else after that.
So go over the 2 strumming patterns again real quick.
So it's just basic up, down. And then like a lot of the local island songs, they use that up, down, up kind of reggae. The third song I teach them, third singing song is Stir It Up. Just 3 chords. Yeah, and kids in elementary, their voices usually tend to do well in key of C, F, and G. So, not too many songs in A or B flat. I try to stay away from those keys. But that's why once they know those 8 chords, they can play like 10, 12 songs.
Yeah. Then they can take off with it.
Yeah.
Nice.
You got a lot of your teaching style from your dad, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
For how you teach too? Like you watch me and like
try to exactly. Yeah.
And then from your dad too, it's just like generation.
3rd generation.
Yeah.
My wife actually made a movie on our family. She majored in film at UH, and then she made a film called The 3 Branches.
Yeah, I play it for my kids every year to start off the class.
It's like a 10-minute short film on how my grandpa started his ukulele band and continued it through his kids and to us. Yeah, so if you look up on YouTube 3 Branches and type in my name, it should pop up.
Okay, I'll put a link to that too, so you
Yeah,
guys
that'd
can
be
go
great. Yeah.
check that out. That's beautiful. Documents the lineage, kind of.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to watch that. Man, you guys sound so awesome. I want you to play some more music if you would. And happy Father's Day to all you guys that
Thank
are
you.
fathers out there. It's about there. Is that why you came over to Oahu?
Yeah, my wife guys come on Friday.
Nice.
Yeah.
Just dropped the quarantine ban, the interactive.
Yeah, ever since they dropped the band, then I came over yesterday.
Right. I know. I want to go somewhere. Just because we can now.
Lai was 13 when we did our first recording with this song. It's a kind of like a touristy song called Somewhere in Hawaii in G.
I'll hop along.
Somewhere in Hawaii, there's a bluebird of paradise, building castles beneath the sky, just for lovers with starry eyes. Somewhere in Hawaii, there's a heaven that waits for you, kissed by trade winds, your cares are few, on an island beyond the blue. The magic starlight will beckon from above. The tropic moonlight will guide you to my love. Somewhere in Hawaii, nature fashioned our rendezvous. Golden treasures I'll share with you, on an island where dreams come true. Magic starlight will beckon from above. The tropic moonlight will guide you to my love. Somewhere in Hawaii, nature fashioned our rendezvous. Golden treasures I'll share with you, on an island where dreams come true.
Hey, we all played different chords. Oh, couldn't keep up. Playing wrong chords and everything.
That's nice. So, how many recordings do you have now?
We did one when he was 13 that I never did release. I just sold it at my gigs.
Oh wow!
And
So there's
now-
no digital copy online?
No.
no, so
no.
Should
I
get
got-
to.
I got a few songs now that I'm recording. So
Something in the works. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, so hopefully
Nice.
I have my brother, the one that no one knows about. Talented ukulele player. He does all the piano parts and Lai does the ukulele. And
Nice.
yeah,
Studio over there in Maui.
yeah.
Recording with shout out to Gotarvin Makia.
Tarvin Makia.
Oh, Uncle Tarvin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just tells me to come over, and then it's like no matter how long I stay, it's like not paying anything as to what other studios.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got the ins.
Yeah. Gotarvin.
Family. Nice. Well, I really appreciate the time that you guys took to come down. Mika, what else should we try to get out of these two talented gentlemen?
If you guys can pick one musical moment in your whole careers, what do you think that highlight, like your high point in your music journey? If you guys can share that with us.
Okay. For me, it's easy. It was like when the boys, I think, when Lai started playing with me, he was like third or fourth
12.
grade.
Yeah.
5th grade, and Maka, like we did a party one. Lai was here and Maka was here, and like in the middle of the song, it just kind of hit me, like, wow, I'm playing with them. Like, who would have dreamed to be playing with them? And yeah, so for me, that was it. And still to this day, whenever they come home, we're playing a song, they're scolding me, Dad, wrong chord, Dad, Dad, rushing. I just laugh.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something about sharing music together that just like that bond.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it's with your kids, then it's like, I know just from like times when me and Amelie have played together, it's like, oh, that's pretty awesome. It's a special thing, you know. What about you, Kala'e?
It's a hard one. As when I released my first album, I always dreamt of being nominated for a Hoku, and then it happened. I got nominated for Most Promising Artist. And then my album last year, I just found out I got nominated again.
Oh,
for,
congratulations.
Male Vocalist and Contemporary Album of the Year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so just crossing our fingers, the Hoku still goes on.
Sick.
Planned for September.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully.
And Maka
Yeah,
got
my brother
nominated too. He got made for
R&B Album of the
R&B.
Year and
Oh,
Most
yeah.
Promising Artist.
Most promising.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Camarillo gear.
Taking over Oahu.
I know, right?
It's like you started in Hilo, then you took over Maui, now you're taking over Oahu. That actually brings up another question. So one of my memorable memories from the ukulele class is that you guys play under the double eagle march, and then you get everyone in front. Everyone turn their heads, put their ukuleles behind their back, and play it backwards. So, is that something you came up with, or is that something your dad came up with, or where does that originate from?
I always remember where I started. So I always start our concerts with Hilo March, and we always end our concerts with Under the Double Eagle March because my dad guys, they were the first ones to do it. And my brother's group, they always end with that too.
Yeah, and I wanted to continue that tradition, but Under the Double Eagle March is a hard song for elementary students to play.
Yeah.
So instead we do the ukulele waltz, but behind our head.
Is that what song did you guys play behind your head at the second Sunday?
That was ukulele waltz.
It was ukulele
Yeah,
waltz, yeah. And then I remember playing, you guys playing Island Style.
Yeah,
Really
yeah.
cute. Then you guys also played at like Kahumanu. You guys played at Shop Sawailea.
And the thing is, the parents are the ones that really help the program because they're the ones that have to transport the kids, and without the parents' support, none of this would have happened. Yeah, so on a mahalo to all the parents.
I mean, there's so many things your kids can get caught up in these days. It's like to give them music, it seems like that's definitely one of the best ways you can be spending your time. And it makes you have to like put down your phone or whatever, it's like nowadays it's like everybody just wants to be on their devices all the time.
Yeah,
Just gotta put it down. It's like a form of meditation almost, It's a beautiful thing, and what you guys are sharing with the kids, it's just like the ripples are spreading out and the good vibrations that your family has put out for generations now. It's something that we should all feel really grateful for, and you guys should be really proud of,
Yeah, that's cool. Like, I often go places, and if people find out my last name is Camarillo, like, they tell me, "Oh, I took your grandpa's class," or "I took your dad's class."
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny. I think last year we were on a flight to come back to Oahu. We were leaving Maui, and this guy on the plane stops and says, "Oh, Mr. Camarillo." I thought he was talking to my dad, but he was talking to me. Yeah, I guess he had one of his kids.
Yeah, you're Mr. Camarillo now.
Yeah.
I mean, I just want to personally thank both of you for doing so much good work for the people of Hawaii, just teaching our next generations how to play ukulele. I mean, I'm a direct result of Mr. Camarillo. You never know who's going to be a direct result of taking your class, and it's just going to keep raising the bar. You're going to get more and more people playing ukulele, playing really good stuff, and
You're not off the hook, Mika. You gotta teach them too.
oh man. But
Yeah.
just the 3 generations that you guys have done for all the people in Hawaii and just teaching ukulele, you guys have done so much. And I just want to personally thank you guys for doing that and
Thank you.
providing
Yes,
all
same
that.
here, you know.
Just,
I mean, the inspiration is what sends people to, you know, shop with us, which gives us jobs. So
Yeah, earlier, I agree with what you said earlier. You said you think ukulele is the best instrument for kids to start.
yeah,
Because I see it like as a gateway instrument.
Mm-hmm.
Because I started on this and then kind of played piano on the side. But it's because of this, like, I picked up guitar, which is kind of
Right.
my main instrument now, and picked up the bass. And
but it's
wanted
always there to
continue.
come back to, you know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I always tell kids, yeah, you can. It's portable. You can take it anywhere. You can't take a piano to the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for kids, it's just ergonomics, you know, like
Yeah.
the size-wise versus guitar, like, you know, making a bar chord on a guitar is a
Yeah.
whole different story than, you know,
I
on
see
a,
it in
especially on a
elementary, too.
soprano or concert. It's like, they can get it pretty quick, you know.
I have because when my students play, like, I teach some of them guitar and bass too, but then yeah, I see most of them, they all want to pick up other instruments after that. They're all dying to learn how to play guitar and bass. And it's good that I have this guitar, this Pono, because it's the perfect size for my
Is that what
students.
you gig with?
Yeah, I gig with it, and I was letting my students use this, but then I ended up just getting another small parlor Pono for them.
Oh,
I'll
wow.
use this year.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just got in a few guitars and they sold right away from this last shipment. I don't think they have any right now. It's like they're good though. you
Yeah,
know? It's
yeah.
like they're good.
That's why, because I
quality.
bought this guitar as my backup guitar. I had a Taylor and a PRS, and my Taylor, I sold it, and held on to this on my PRS. I'm gonna sell it too. Yeah, so this ended up.
That little
becoming
guy
my
does the
baby.
job.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, wanted to
I mean,
thank-
once you're plugged in too, it's like, what do you need this big body for?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
no need.
Love that guitar.
Awesome. So what are you guys gonna outro us with? Do one more song, Hanaho?
I'll
Do you
play
wanna-
one with you. Yeah.
Althur?
Yeah. Well, me and Mika's been playing together over a year now.
from February of 2019.
Oh, so
Well,
talk
I
about
heard
that
of
one.
him. I heard of him like all around the island. I was like, oh, bro, there's this kid majoring in ukulele. Not majoring, yeah.
It
I
was my
kinda-
declared instrument.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
My dad was saying,
wish
oh, yeah.
major. Yeah.
Mika Kane, he's doing classical ukulele at UH, and you're the first student to do that.
Yeah.
And I was bummed I missed your recital, but then not too long after that, I went to go watch Brian Tolentino at Nico's, and he was there, and that's how we connected. And
We just talked.
I think I asked you that night, oh, bro, go jam.
Yeah, we go
Dukes."
jam Dukes. Yeah,
Yeah.
literally a few days later. Hey, how's it? You free? We go jam. It was funny too because when I came to Maui. The last time I went to your class, and I think it was 2017 with Andrew Molina, and we went to visit Mr. Camarillo's ukulele classes in Kamehameha, Maui. And I remember after we went through a whole day, we were just eating lunch. He mentioned, "Hey, you should hook up with my son. Kala'e, he gigs a lot all around Oahu, and I think you sound really good together. So here's his number." And I don't know. I guess I forgot about it, or it never happened. But I guess we found
Yeah.
a way to where we met each other. And
That was cool because me and my brother, we played together, but then he's electric guitar, and I love playing ukulele, but kind of gravitated more to acoustic guitar now. But I still love the ukulele sound, so this guy completes the sound that I really like.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we just been playing off and on, nothing serious, but he calls me up and I try my best to go jam with him when I can, if my schedule allows. It's always good fun, whether it's just the hour-long gigs. Or
How are you? I mean, I guess you have a job, so you don't have to worry as much about it. But like, what's going on right now with the
The music scene?
Yeah, it's like I feel like I don't know. In another couple of days, it's gonna be illegal to sing in your shower or something.
Yeah. Hoping they come to their senses. Yeah, but that's only over here, yeah. On Maui, you guys can play.
Well, they're not even making enough money to pay the musicians because mostly it's tourists that come in.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's hard. So we've been
It's
doing
not
a lot of
e-
live
yeah.
A
streams.
lot of them. My friends are
Okay.
playing for
Yeah.
free and just for tips and stuff.
Oh, man.
That's rough.
Yeah.
But I thought I'd be a just a professional musician growing up, but he kind of warned me like, oh, you should just teach and jam on the side. So perfect.
It's a rough life, just
Yeah.
depending on that.
Yeah.
Even for people that feel like they had it down right now, this thing is just totally like, whoa, it's different, you know.
Yeah.
And hopefully we can get back to like shows as they were. But I feel like there's some level of creativity that's kind of needed in the meantime to figure it out for people.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just wanted to add one more thing. Like when I stop having fun doing what I do, I'm glad that there's a lot of young talent, young teachers that will continue on. But I'm still having fun, so
Hell yeah.
you'll know when I guys
You come take
That's
your spot.
awesome.
when I'm done.
How old are you now?
God, I'm 62, so I could retire, but then I'm still having fun with the kids and stuff. And
You look great.
thank you. A lot of like former students are asking, or teachers are asking. So, when are you done?
Oh man, you could go another 20 years.
See, the secret is he's waiting for me to be ready.
No, take it
To
over.
swoop right in.
And they love alumni coming back to teach.
Mika, don't do that.
Stay on the wall.
I know, right? So you guys are doing any sort of like virtual gigs together kind of stuff or anything like that?
Been playing here. We just did one last week
It was last week Tuesday.
for the
Yeah.
Outrigger.
Yeah, that was good
Yeah.
fun. Just
But
a
this-
1 hour, 5 to 6 o'clock on their Facebook page.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it
that
was
makes sense though for people like that to pay for their social media at least to get some like entertainment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
It's definitely
shit.
different trying to adapt
Yeah.
to playing in front of your phone rather than in front of a live audience. It's
Yeah.
a different vibe.
Yeah.
But
Well,
it
you guys
works.
are welcome to come up here and record and talk with us
Oh, yeah.
anytime you're free. Honestly, I love it.
Well, I'm free till school starts again.
Yeah.
Long time from
if,
now.
recording.
if it starts again.
Yeah, back to a virtual school.
Yeah. Shoot. I hope not. Want to feel at home?
Yeah, let's do it.
I'll play that then.
Okay.
It's the title track off my album I released last year. It's called Feel at Home. And I wrote it for my friends and family back home on Maui.
I hear the echo of the valley, and I feel the cooler country breeze. I see the beauty of Napili and the warmth of a key afternoon. When I'm with you, I find the comfort of McKenna in your charm. When I'm with you, I surrender all I've longed for in my heart. 'Cause I feel at home. Oh, I feel at home with you. I hear the sound of soft guitars, and I feel like Kala'e Camarillo. So I am brighter than the stars, and I feel the ocean in your arms. When I'm with you, I find the comfort of McKenna in your charm. When I'm with you, I surrender all I've longed for in my heart. I feel at home. Oh, I feel at home with you.
Beautiful.
That was a little sharp.
All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we hope to have you again with us.
Yeah.
Aloha.